I think Devon Larratt's going to be the first man in the history of the sport to be 70 years old and still be world elite. I don't know if he can be world. Like, I want to go out there and even say he will be a world champion of some category. By the time he's 70, he'd probably lighten up, maybe the 95 kilo world champ or something like that. But last night's East vs West, it kind of made me think about a lot of the cool things in the sport. We saw Todd Hutchins become the 95 kilo world champion at age 58, or was it 59, something like that. Devon turns 50 this year. I know 70's a while away, but look, as long as he's alive, I think that he's going to be arm wrestling. And I think he's going to be the dude that proves that arm wrestling is forever. There are a few other people. Obviously, we've seen. Look, you got John Brzezinski in his early 60s, Ron Barth in his early 60s, Todd Hutchins 58, still crushing it. These American guys tend to do it. North American guys, the culture of arm wrestling is very much a longevity sort of thing. But I think Devon's going to be the one, and I think that's going to end up being the greatest legacy that he's going to have. Like in a lot of respects. Devon is already considered he's well and truly in the debate of greatest of all time. I think this is a legacy that he can, without any doubt, make his own. And it will be to be the oldest dude in arm wrestling that's still there. So I want to put it out there now. I think that Devon Larratt will be world champion at age 70 in the 95 kilo class. His pathway there, will be very entertaining. I think he's going to stay relevant for pretty much the entire time. And the thing that makes Devon's game so amazing right now is his ability to have center table rising pronation, that static pronation. I've always kind of looked at his arm. It's like a tree root. It doesn't look the biggest out of his relative to his opponents. Doesn't look like it's the strongest raw power bicep, but that gnarly kind of twisting power that he possesses just is something that doesn't die, it doesn't go down. And I believe that the arm wrestling's the factors that matter in arm wrestling, there's kind of three. There's technique. You got to know what you're doing. When we know that Devon's already tapped out on technique, he's complete in that sense. Then there's strength in a basic musculature sort of sense, the power in the actual muscle bellies themselves. That I believe does tend to fade as you get older. But the thing that never seems to fade is conditioning. And conditioning, in a sense, for someone like Devon, really comes in his ability just to twist. His ability to twist is crazy. It doesn't die. His pronation, his rise, they're brutal. So all of that adds up to me. I think Devon, as long as he can stay alive, will be the oldest world champion we'll ever see in arm wrestling. And I'm going to say 70 years old, he'll be world champion. Look, he might go past there. I hope he does. But 70-year-old Devon, I feel, is going to be a world champion. Now, in respect to the more immediate future, I want to see him face Vitali Larratt. I don't know if that's on the cards. Vitali Larratt became the left arm overall champion of the world last night in a great match against Artur Morozov. I thought that it was a very, very entertaining match, very impressive performance from him. But I would like to see Devon and him face. Look, I know that they're both allocated on the right already. They're both allocated on the right. And I think the match would be better on the right. But let's see it on left. Let's see Vitali Larratt have to face Devon Larratt left. To me, that's cool. I think Vitali would be the favorite, given the height and the leverage. I think that Vitali's actually the most problematic arm wrestler in the world, technically, for Devon, because Devon's center table. Devon wins so many matches at center table just with that static rising pronated pressure that he creates so much problems with. It's why people feel so uncomfortable gripping his hand. It's why everyone loses their wrist off the go. Vitali Larratt has a longer arm, bigger hand, and a grip strength that is the world record dynamometer of, like, what is it, 168 kilos or something crazy like that. So I think Devon would not be able to play his typical game, but we might see Devon bringing his shoulder forward and hooking. Who knows? He's obviously got a long enough arm that he can do that. But that's the match that I would love to see for Devon next, if I could. Left arm against Vitali Larratt for the overall left arm super heavyweight world championship of the world gauntlet. And I'd like to see him throw down right as well, but I know Vitali's now pulling left arm, and I have no idea who's Devon's pulling next on right, so something different. But anyway, 70-year-old world champion Devon Larratt. There's my prediction for 20 years from now. You reckon it can happen? As long as he stays alive, I reckon there's a good shot.